So here's Camilla. Oh! Holy moly, what in the hell is this? Ah! It's like, do we want her to smile? Do not tell this one a joke. Whoa! What the hell is this? And you could put on the biggest, most fanciest hat you could put on there. Camilla. Put the biggest goddamn hat on you want. It won't cover up your wickedness, your slimy wickedness. Oh, hey, everybody. Goodness gracious, that's the one we went with? That's the love of his life? It wasn't Diana, huh? It wasn't the People's Princess. No, that's not the one that Charles liked. Not the People's Princess. We're gonna go with that guy and that gal. I remember these two brothers in Pueblo, Colorado. Pueblo is about a population of 100,000. It's the three main cities, but it's the tiniest of the three. I guess, I don't know, Boulder. Denver, Boulder, Colorado Springs, and then you got tiny ass Pueblo there in the south. In Pueblo, in Bellevue, which is the poorest area, but it's actually, they're doing pretty good, next to the steel plant. I saw two brothers fighting. One was kind of big, heavier set. He seemed like the more respectable one. The responsible, the respectable one. And then the other one was just some fucking skinny ass hoodlum. So you had this big, strong, older brother, and then the younger brother, who's just a fucking hoodlum, and the big, stronger, responsible brother comes out with a hammer. And he was kind of laughing about it, but kind of like, I'm so pissed off at you, I have a hammer, and I'm ready to use a hammer against you. Now, I had actually intervened and got the younger brother out of there and drove him uptown someplace just to separate the two. Which, in hindsight, I probably should have let the older, more responsible brother, go to town on the other younger, sinister brother, because later on he's going to steal my marijuana plant. So I should have just let that family take care of their own business, keep it in the family, let them take care of their own shit. Do you remember the Palins? They're all fighting and then they're crying, pretending to be fake Karens. We were only, perpetuating the damn thing? You were only, starting a thing, perpetuating. You're the one that did the attack and the assault, and now you're the one that's crying. So, people keep saying, is this the end of the monarchy? Why do so many motherfucking people give a shit about the goddamn monarchy? Why do so many fucking people give a shit about you know who Harry is not? He's not Andrew Tate. He's not Kanye West. He's not that Koberger. So, have some goddamn perspective. He wrote a book. Yeah, he's going to make some money. It does talk. I want to know about his life. I want to know what the hell happened after Diana died. He said that he still thinks that there might be a conspiracy against Diana. He's not convinced. He thinks that Diana may have been killed. And that's important. That's his goddamn mother. He's a Bambi. They both lost their mother when, so both William and Harry were Bambi. They lost their mother when they were very young. I think he was 13 years old, 12 years old or something. So he wrote a book and he said about his brother is both his beloved and his arch nemesis. Which is, that's probably the case. Harry is the spare and he's the heir. He's the heir apparent. He's the one that's going to get the crown. Not because he accomplished or did anything better, but because he was born 2 years earlier. And if you read the Bible, a lot of times it's the younger brother that gets... Joseph was the younger brother. Abel was the younger brother. So God showed favor and, smiled upon the younger brother. So to assume that a person is born first, second, third, fourth, I don't really think, and none of that, I mean, some of it matters. But ultimately, every man is born equal, and there's not a single thing that another person can do that another person, for the most part. There's some of you got extraordinary, I mean, we should have Albert Einstein should be the damn president, right? The scientist. And how come we don't have a model family? Why don't we talk about the, Robert Kennedys anymore? Do we talk about the Kennedys anymore? We need a good royal family with like 5 or 6 people that we all kind of like and that we all root for. So much ado about nothing. I think it's I want to go get the book. It's probably going to be the most popular book people are reading. Harry is getting people to read. Andrew Tate, he said, if you read, you're dumb. Because people who read, they're just not living their lives. If you're reading, you're not living your life. You're reading the thoughts of some other person who lived their life. I want to say Kanye's not a big reader. I was chosen to lead, not to read. So people are making a big deal about this book because several things came to light. 2019, it's kind of crazy that these, 40-year-old men are fighting. 3 years ago, William goes to Harry's house because Meghan Markle was rude. Meghan Markle was rude to William, and so William was going to take it out on Harry, went to his house, and just started shit, and kept starting shit, kept on talking, and then eventually Harry was like, I can't talk to you like this, and went to get a drink of water, or went to get him a cup of water. And then William attacks him. William attacks Harry, and then knocks Harry down, and he like falls on the dog bowl or something, and Harry is humble. Because William says, fight back, why don't you fight back? And Harry's like, MLK, turn the other cheek. He's like Jesus Christ. He was humble. He didn't fight back. So I like Harry more. This entire, I think people go through shit. The Palins on their, good day, they look like a nice, happy, proud family. And look at, Boebert. Lauren Boebert, you're going to tell me there's no drama there? And in some, there's growing pains. How do you learn? How do you know? A lot of folks pretend to be perfect. Pretend to be perfect individuals, perfect families. Yet these perfect people, during situations of injustice, they choose the saddest side. They choose the evil side. They choose indifference. They choose inaction if they don't choose outright participation. Well, you're not perfect at all. You're the opposite of perfect. The perfect people would stand up for the person that got knocked down for no reason. William should be arrested, should he not? If we were to get the law involved. And who's going to arrest the heir apparent? And it's against the spare. Don't you want it to be, it was his fault? No, Harry must have done something. You have to arrest the powerful. They're both Bambi. And so I have the same, I'm against royalism. And so what Harry is doing is, he's absolutely right. He is saving the fucking monarchy. He's not against the monarchy. His book doesn't rail against the monarchy. He actually says he's a monarchist. He believes in the monarchy. He says it just is going to be reformed. It's a medieval relic. And it is an old medieval relic. The two biggest things that I think the royal family has, which the royal family, who the fuck is, I don't, besides the two brothers and their families, I don't give a shit about the rest of the motherfuckers. The royal family. Well, we're the royal family. We need a model family. And what was I going to say? The biggest, what do we need? We need a model family. So, if anybody wants to step up and be that model family. He's no George Santos. George Santos wrote me a bad check back in Nam. Harry is not against the monarchy. He says that he wants to keep the monarchy. He supports the monarchy. He's not against the fucking institution, which is dumb and crazy to me. So for people freaking the fuck out, it's almost like the Confederates when Abraham Lincoln was elected. Harry hasn't been elected. Harry gets to exist and he gets to talk and he gets to go on interviews and talk about his life. Goddamn fucking Piers Morgan is sitting there saying Harry is attacking the royal family. No, Harry's the one that got attacked. And Harry's the one that's saying that he got attacked. So literally, Harry got assaulted and William probably should go to jail. But because Harry talked about it, that's attacking the royal family. Get the fuck out of here. Bafam goo. And then, right after Diana was killed, it is weird how they fucking... I saw an interview where Charles, they said, how are those boys doing? And then he seemed real fucking insecure. Like, why would you ask that? Why would you ask that kind of question? They just got their mother, even if you're to say it was an accident, they lost their mother at a young age. And if it was a crime, if it was a murder, Harry says that he still thinks that Diana is still alive out there somewhere and that for the longest time she was going to call for him. Oh, no, she's still alive. And then what a gruesome death. What a gruesome death. The guy was drunk, but then that's another thing Piers Morgan said, that it was a drunk driver. Had nothing to do with the paparazzi. The drunk driver was driving fast to get away from the paparazzi. So it was the paparazzi. It was a drunk driver. And there might be some fucking more shit to the whole damn thing. I mean, what about Justin Roiland? What's he going through? What about that Danny Masterson? Santos, Kanye, Andrew Tate, the Koberger. So people are making a big deal about the fight. People are also making a big deal about Harry killing 25 Afghanistan soldiers. And how something about being in a helicopter and shooting it was kind of like in a chessboard. And apparently people are offended that he said that because it sounded like he was bragging. So Harry killed 25. He also made a joke about William that, in terms of military, William should salute him. And he's absolutely right. He's always had to be the second fiddle, the younger brother, the spare. And if you think about their personalities, William is going to have to be more button-lipped, more, buttoned up, more prim and proper. Since he's the heir, and then Harry's the spare. And so I think it's actually a good thing the conversation is. It's like Nader and Cynthia McKinney, and it's like the Green Party. It's like Jill Stein. They get to speak the truth, and if we don't have the truth, what the hell are we even talking about? How can we base anything on anything? If you don't even believe in the truth, what do you believe in? So I think this humanizes him, the fight. It was just a tiny little, spat. It's crazy that it's crazy that the bigger brother thought he could go into the little brother's house and attack him. They're 40-year-old men. And he was clearly upset and pissed off and he just wanted to hurt him. And then he did hurt him. And then he came back and apologized and he, I think they made up for it or whatever. But it's a thing that happened just 3 fucking years ago. And this is, these are the elites. This is how the elites are acting. I mean, it's way worse on the ground. So I think it humanizes them. It's not going to sink their ship. The Confederates freaked out when Abraham Lincoln was going to protect the fugitive slave clause and the institution of slavery in the states, but he wasn't going to let the institution of slavery expand into the new territories. That's it. But they freaked out so fucking much, they overplayed their hand. They were too big of reactionaries, and they wound up, the whole house of cards comes down. The whole house of cards comes crashing down. It's almost like when Napoleon took out the Holy Roman Empire in a day. The Holy Roman Empire ruled shit for 1,000 years, and then Napoleon just conquered those clergy members in a day. Turns out the clergy aren't very good soldiers. So I'm just mentioning the two things, the fight and then Harry killing 25. In terms of street cred, I'm glad that Harry, the soldier, the Afghanistan soldier has got that bow, that Koberger, he stabbed 4 people, right? Now, in terms of street cred, people say, who cares about street cred? Sometimes that's actually more important. But compared to the Royalists started the slave trade, right? What about the first Charles? The first Charles of Fife, he's going to have a trial and he's going to get sentenced to death. Now, he had 12,000 Protestants killed in Ireland. He also was a fucking dictator for 11 years, from 1629 to 1640. Charles of Fife was 5'4". He had a stammer. So this short little fucking shrimp, this pipsqueak, this little goddamn squirt who can't even speak right, he's the alpha. He's the one that gets to rule over the rest of us. And for what? What the hell did Charles of Fife bring England in the 1600s? Except for bloodshed. 12,000 Protestants are going to get killed in Ireland in the Ulster, the Massacre of Ulster. What was that about? So you're going to, pretend that Charles of Fife killing 12,000... What about Mariupol? Tens of thousands of people were killed in Mariupol. And he was a soldier in Afghanistan. We lost that war. We were occupied there for 20 years. He did his job. He went there to fight the soldiers and he killed 25. Whether he's bragging about it or not, it's an experience that had happened. So I think it's awesome that he walked away. He's like MLK. He's talking like MLK. I saw a Karen who ran into a car. Karen did a hit and run, then started freaking out, yelling at everybody, but walked away. And I don't like drama. I heard that Sam and Cam. Sam was saying he likes drama. I remember working at TGI Fridays in Naples, Florida, and there was a 20-something-year-old woman who was coming in and bragging about how her father and the neighbors were getting in a yelling match and how she loves that shit. Oh, I love that shit. That's what she said one day. And then 2 or 3 days later, she was crying because somebody was arrested and had to go to jail. And so the situation got worse and worse and worse. You love that shit? I don't know. I'm kind of like Ice Cube. Nobody got AK'd. Today was a good day. Nobody got AK'd. Today was a good day. So drama, fucking craziness, it's getting worse out there. It seems like it. It seems like people are getting... We don't have a strong enough social safety net. And so since it's based upon capitalism and it's based upon your own economics, you gotta do or die. Living in poor areas, it sucks because how am I supposed to go get a job and work 50 hours when I had safety and security? I could work a job for 50 hours and then come back. When I had safety and security, I could have 2 jobs. I could go to school and do a job. But because when I came back, I knew that all my stuff would still be right there. And so I wouldn't have to worry about... I got my laptop stolen in Louisville, and that sucks, it's property. But it was all my homework. I had typed all that stuff up all the months, and you think they gave a damn? They didn't. The teachers, they didn't give a shit. Oh, okay. How the fuck am I supposed to goddamn get your assignments done for nothing, do all this fucking busy work for free when I have to live in the goddamn fucking... So, it's, we can make it easier. It's, I feel like Harry is the least of our problems. Harry is the least of our problems, and then one last thing, in the era of post-truth, with Donald Trump just fucking lying up a storm, in the era, the post-truth era, I'm happy that Harry's actually dropping some truth on us. I don't think it sinks the royal family. I don't think it sinks anybody he fucking knows, which is unfortunate. I think Harry's the one that gets it. Harry's the one that's going to be the one that saves the damn family. He was the spare, so he was the one that was always able to speak the truth. So really what William needs to learn to do is open up his ears. Harry's going to keep on talking. You don't have to hear everything he has to say. But he's the only one speaking the truth. And you need the truth in order to make decisions about where you're going, how you're going to proceed. You need the truth tellers. Without the third parties, we don't get anti-slavery and women's right to vote. You need the truth tellers. Jesus said something about the truth. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Yeah, so let's get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The great thing about the truth is you never have to remember what you said in the past.